Hi everybody, it's Elizabeth Bratcher from Soulful Creations. It's lovely to be with you again. Thank you for the feedback on my last video, and based on that feedback today I'm going to bring you a video on how to better connect with your spirit guides. So your spirit guides have been with you since before you were born, they'll be with you for the rest of your life, and they'll be with you when you pass and choose to come down again. The beautiful thing about spirit guides is that they are there whether or not we are aware of them. They are constantly working with us and offering us guidance and support around us. And so it really is a beautiful positive advantage to gain a relationship with our spirit guides. And so today I'd like to tell you a little bit on how to do that. So one of the things around spirit guides, firstly, is I'd like to mention is that we have more than one guide. And any people can choose to refer to spirit guides as something else. So some people will refer to a spirit guide as a higher self. Other people will refer to spirit guides as spirit, higher understanding, all of those kind of things there. And to be quite honest with you, whatever word works for you with how you're connecting is absolutely fine. Another important thing to know about your spirit guides as well is that while you don't just have one, you won't have that one spirit guide or the two spirit guides there all the time. So spirit guides serve different purposes for us, and so through situations in our life, depending on what our needs are at that time, may very much determine which spirit guide is working with us. Okay, and so sometimes if we have a reading or if we're meditating or if we are developing the relationships with our spirit guides, don't be surprised if at some point in time they change or they interact or somebody else comes in as well. Okay, and so that's really important to remember, because we certainly don't just have one guide, and we won't just have that one guide there all the time. And so, remember that. So I'm going to touch base again and say that to connect with your spirit guides, absolutely, in my opinion, the best way to do that is through meditation. Especially in those early days when you're starting to learn to develop the relationship and you're not aware of the physical traits and the feelings that will come in when your spirit guide is with you. And so meditation is nice for that. Okay, and so one of the things that you can actually do to start to establish that relationship with your spirit guide is basically taking a seat somewhere nice and quiet where you won't be disturbed. Some people find that having music playing in the background, I would suggest this through headphones if you are going to do that. Find it helpful because it just helps alleviate the other thoughts that can come into. If you're happy to sit in silence and do this, you're absolutely welcome to do that as well. It's not going to hinder or benefit in any way, shape or form, because it's based on what works best for you. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to sit and you just kind of want to take a few deep breaths. Now, one of the things that you want to know about breathing, whether or not you're sitting just to connect, whether you're sitting to calm, to meditate, is to synchronize your breath. And so one of the ways to do that is to take a nice deep breath and just hold it for that same level, and then breathe it out nice and slowly. So a nice way to do this is to count to 4 or to 5. So just nice and slowly in, 1, 2, 3, 4, holding, 2, 3, 4, and breathing out, 2, 3, 4. And just keep doing that breathing until you feel yourself starting to become really nice and relaxed. Okay, the breathing will, it puts your heart rate and your brain into synchronicity with each other, which will help with the relaxation and also very much help with communication and the clear thinking. And it sends all those signals to your brain through your nervous system that everything's feeling pretty good in this body, because you're going to be having everything running in a nice fluid motion. Okay, and so breathing is super duper important, super duper. And another thing that really helps with the breathing as well is to listen to it and to feel it. Watch where it's going into your body. You want to kind of have your breathing going nice and deep into your body. So as you're breathing in, don't imagine that you're breathing in through your mouth. Imagine that you're breathing down in through your stomach, and so you can feel the breath going into there. You want to feel the reaction in that part of your body. And you can do this when you're balancing your chakras as well, or wanting to open them and things like that. Breathing into your heart center, for example, works really well. And so That really helps. And listen to the breathing as well, because you'll hear it coming in, you'll feel it coming in. So there's a lot that you can actually focus on with your breathing, and it really honestly does help. So again, just you want to do that around 10 times. And once you're feeling yourself nice and relaxed, what you want to do then is call your spirit guide, ask them to step in. Now, don't be rushing to hear names, don't be rushing to see faces and all of those kind of things straight away. What you want to pick up on first is the energy shift around you. So, another point that I should perhaps make there as well is once you have that breathing all nice and relaxed, be aware of the temperature around you, be aware of the feeling of pressure around you. Just be very much aware of your physical environment around you, because it'll help you identify when your spirit guide steps in. So again, call your spirit guide to you and ask them to show you their calling card. Okay, there will be a shift, there will be a feeling, there will be a sensation, there will be something that your spirit guide brings to you. Do not be dismayed if you're sitting there calling your spirit guide and feeling absolutely nothing. Okay, this is completely normal at first. They're learning to communicate better with you, you're learning to communicate better with them. So give it a break and give it a chance, but persist with it. Just because it's not successful, perhaps even the first few times, doesn't mean that it won't be. Okay, so stick with it. And so what you want to do, as I said, is call your spirit guide in. Now for me, my main spirit guide, when I call her in, I feel a pressure down the left side of my body. And this can change from a small feeling just down here on my face to the entirety of my face, to feeling the pressure kind of, from here up to here. And so it varies. And I can call on her and tell her, make that feeling stronger so that I can validate that you're here. So again, you've taken your nice breaths, you've called your spirit guide in, and so now you kind of want to just feel for what changes. And it's really important here that you just breathe, that you just relax, and that you have no expectations. Because if you're scanning your body, waiting in anticipation for that feeling or that big jolt of lightning that's going to come out of the sky, you've kind of closed your mind off to allowing what wants to happen. And if what wants to happen is happening and you're focusing because you're scanning up your body, well, then it's a good chance as well that you're going to miss it. So really, honestly, you just relax and have no expectations, okay? And so once you start to feel something, all right, go with it and ask your spirit guide to take it away. And that sensation, that feeling, that colour, that whatever it is that you're feeling or seeing should disappear. Okay, and so ask them again. Okay, now bring it back. Now make it stronger. Now take it away. And just go through that process a few times. Your spirit guide does not mind doing this with you either, by the way. Don't feel that you're playing games with them or anything else like that, because they very, very much understand what your intent is, and your intent is to improve your communication with them, so they will work with you with this. Okay, so once you ask your spirit guide to take it away and to bring it back, if this process doesn't work, then it may well be that initial feeling that you felt was just something that was going on or something else like that. So start the process again. What you're looking for through this is validation for yourself, I guess, that what you're feeling is linking to your spirit guide, that you can make the feeling come in, you can take the feeling away, and that can happen repetitively. Okay, and once you've done that a few times, then you can kind of pretty much be happy and satisfied that you've established that connection with your spirit guide, and you now know what to expect when they come and step in. And so when you're meditating, whether you're grounding yourself, whether you're taking a moment in your day and you ask your spirit guide to step in, you should have that feeling, you should see that sensation, or whatever it is for you that is coming through, you should then have. Okay, and from there, then you can start to establish a broader relationship, and you can start to focus on what they look like and things like that. Now, just a couple of things as well I want to be clear about, all right, is that it doesn't matter what their name is. Not everybody knows the name of their spirit guide. You may work with a spirit guide for a number of years before you find out what their name is. Okay, don't stress too much about the technical side of things like that. it will come when it's meant to, if it's meant to, and if it doesn't, well, that's totally fine. It doesn't reduce the relationship. It doesn't mean that you're not connecting as strong as somebody else or anything else like that. It just means that it's not there for you at this point in time. And so when you do ask a name, however, if that's something that you want to do, pretty much stick with the first name that you get. And the thing of it is here, our subconscious does exist in the back of our head. And so, it may be something familiar that just comes to you, and that's fine. Just stay with it at the moment. If it brings a nice connection there, honestly, your spirit guide isn't going to mind. Okay, so another thing around that, and it's a beautiful piece of advice that I once received around the spirit guides, and I just really clicked with me when I heard it, is your spirit guides don't really care what you see them as. You may very well be seeing them in their true authentic self. That's how they present, and you've got a nice clear picture going, and yeah, beautiful. However, you may also be seeing something that has come from your subconscious and has turned into this picture that you see of your spirit guide. And that picture may be the same. Every single time you see them, you're seeing this vision or this person that's there, but it's come from your subconscious. Your spirit guide, again, doesn't care because you're comfortable with what you're seeing. It's there, and it's allowing a good flow of communication. And again, you may see over time that some of their features change, that some of their features become a little bit clearer. And so that's just you strengthening the relationship with them and having that ability to start to see a little bit clearer as time goes on. So don't feel that that's something that's sort of twiddling in the back of your head and coming from imagination and things like that. Obviously, always there is that component there, but you need to trust and you need to be in the moment. And so when you're feeling it, you know that your breathing's there, you know that what you're doing is pretty consistent. Have some faith and have some trust in what you're doing as well, because that is really important too. So other than that, it's just listening. A spirit guide will may have a different voice. They may have a voice that's exactly the same as yours. Now, one of the things to remember is that sometimes it can just sound like you're thinking, like you have one of those thinking conversations in your head. Spirit guides will never use negative terms towards you. They will never tell you that you're pathetic or that you don't deserve anything or anything else like that. A spirit guide's job is to uplift and to make you fulfill your life purpose that's here. So they've got no intention or want to be bagging you out, basically. And so if they are bagging you out, it's you. It's your inner voice that's doing that. And so just kind of take a breath, recenter, and start the process again. And there will be a little bit of terminology and perhaps words and things like that there that you're not aware of. And one of a nice validation process as well that you can do is ask them for some details that you can then go away and verify. So it could be, ask them where they lived on the last time that they were on Earth. Ask them for a city or a town, or ask them to give you another distinguishing feature if, again, the words and things like that aren't coming through so clearly. But a piece of information that you can walk away and validate with. And so that's another nice way that you can validate with your spirit guides. And so very finally, the last thing that I want to kind of say when you are starting to establish a relationship with spirit guides is this, and it is with a little bit of a cheeky note in hand. So, everybody would love to have their spirit guide as, Cleopatra and Elvis Presley and, all the great leaders and religious people that have come before us. However, for the most part, your spirit guides are pretty much just kind of like you and me. Native American Indians and things like that are very strong in spirit guides, and they are definitely a common occurrence, and I don't think that is a coincidence there. People would know in itself they were very spiritual and were very much about travelling and things like that there. And so as a people, they would be quite fluent as spirit guides, one would imagine there. But other than that, yes, most definitely. People who have had, mass fame or a really big following once when they were here on Earth do very much connect and have worked with mediums and all of those kind of people and everyday people as well. Absolutely no doubt about it. But majority of people, it's just a normal person. So just really kind of consider, if you do have Elvis Presley or Cleopatra or King Tut coming down as your spirit guide straight off the bat, to really kind of just spend some time exploring your subconscious influence on that. Again, I don't want to suggest that it doesn't happen, but for the most part, our spirit guides aren't famous people. They're spiritual people. Okay, so I hope that this information has helped you. As I said, it is a process. Don't sit down and expect all of this stuff just to happen, but at the same token, be open to it as well, because if you're well rehearsed in meditation, or if you're very good at grounding yourself and centering yourself, then you're already in a progression of that relationship ability anyway. Okay, for those of you that are still kind of learning the start of meditation and all of that kind of stuff, just be prepared to give yourself just, a few goes at it. It's absolutely possible. Everybody can do it. And so give yourself some time and don't feel that you can't. Don't let yourself get into a headspace where you're just like frustrated because it's not happening and all of those kind of things. One of the massive things around development is time and is patience and is willing to kind of take the times that it doesn't work and know that it's a process there, and that you're not doing it for instant glory, you're doing it for a long-term gratitude, basically. So patience. Again, please feel free to subscribe. That would be absolutely awesome. Give me some comments and feedback onto what you would like to delve a little bit deeper into, and like this video, I will make a video for that as well. And other than that, please like my video too and share. Thank you again, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure to share this with you. And again, it's just my opinion. Everybody has their own, and you may hear some other ones, but I've worked with this for a long time now. I know that it works. I've seen it work for other people as well. I'm sure you're going to have some fun and some success with it. Enjoy establishing those relationships. They are absolutely beautiful relationships and something that you'll be really, really grateful that you're connected to. Take care. Until next time. Bye.